Hey, blessings everyone. This is Yanni, the only luckologist. And today I'm in with one of my favorite clients because she and I have something in common. I posted about her a while back. We both have Graves' disease, which is an autoimmune disease that affects the thyroid. Okay? And but today we're not talking about Graves' disease. Today we're talking about the luck community, right? So I get a lot of new clients. Right now we're in Georgia. I don't know when I'm going to post this. This is not advertised in Georgia, but I may post it today. I may post it next week. You guys know I'm horrible with posting videos. Anyway, but when new clients call me to book for the first time, even though I tell people, I make it clear in my videos, listen, if you want a retwist in a style and you call me with that, it's not me you want to see. You want to see a loctician. Jimmy and my work is about the health of hair. I use her as an example because when I first said I had Graves' disease, she saw my video. We didn't even know each other yet. And when she called to book, she said, Yanni, guess what? She booked me for the first time. She said, I have Graves' disease too. We got diagnosed the same week and we didn't meet each other yet. Right? And I immediately see she's shaking her head. She saw the video. Some of you remember that video. Yesterday, another client who has MS, which is also an autoimmune disease, was talking about it, and she was like, Yanni, I remember that video. You look like you was at dead doors. So Tam here saw that video years ago, and she got diagnosed the same week with me. So anyway, I remember when she came here, was shedding and stuff, and I said, hey, let's focus about the healthy hair because autoimmune diseases can affect our hair. So back to when clients book me, right? When new clients book me, the first thing a lot of new clients say, and I guess that's the ones who still really don't watch my videos and know what I'm about, they would always say things like, I'm worried about my parts and my locks, growing away from the hair and stuff that is completely cosmetic, if that makes sense. I've heard people tell me, potential new clients, I should say, I'm worried about the shape of my locks because they grow a certain way and I watch the screen and I've heard it all. So let's talk about the word. Did I give you a washcloth, baby? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just a Let's talk about the word aesthetic. You'll hear that word floating around a lot these days. Like people who, they're beauty companies like BBL, doctor's office, they're calling it aesthetic. The word aesthetic means beauty. Let's make it in a simple way. So let's look at a house. If you buy a house or build a house and you just build 4 walls, it's a house. The aesthetic part of the house is, let me tell you this way. The aesthetic part of the house is the porch, your chandelier hanging in your living room, the even the color, the color of the paint of your living room, all of that is aesthetic. The thing that makes the 4 walls look really beautiful, right? And aesthetic could apply to anything. Okay, anything that adds beauty, more beauty to something instead of it looking plain. So when it comes to locks, what I have realized is that most people, not all, some people in the lock community is after the aesthetic of locks, meaning the superficial part of it, the cosmetic part of it, all of that goes in one, right? Is the oil?
It's fine.
Oh, okay. Listen, I oiling you up good. This winter in Georgia, you all had a, whoo! This winter was disrespectful. All of y'all crispy. Even me, all of y'all crispy. So I oiling up everybody good. Right. So when you look at the lock community, right, and I am not dogging anyone. That's not what I'm saying here. If you are after the beauty part of it, meaning, you're watching all the lock videos, and there's so many on Instagram, TikTok, and especially these young, they're purple, they're royal blue, beautiful colors. Even I admire it. I admire it. If it's beautiful, I admire it, right? But if you are part of the lock community, my question is to you all who is watching, are you after the aesthetic of locks or are you after the health of locks? So I'll give you an example. A young lady, they actually called me back to book. One booked, the other one was like, nah, I guess I want the aesthetic of it. Because I asked her. And both of them really had the same thing, so my looks, I would rather if you could fix my parts and all of that. And when you're booking, I let the person tell me what it is they want. And then I'm like, okay, let me stop you right there. Right there. Because y'all know Yanni, let me stop you right there, sis. I said, sis, whatever parts you're coming with, that's what you're leaving with. That's not our work. That's not our goal. Because your parts can be diamond, emerald shape, whatever. If your hair is effed up and you are not taking care of your new growth, you're not taking care of the health of your locks, all that parts, those beautiful parts and the aesthetic of the locks, it won't matter in a couple of years because your hair is going to eventually fall out. I promise you that. Because your focus is on the wrong thing, right? I know people say, oh, why she call herself the only lockologist? That's the name I trademarked years ago and all of that. And it's beyond that. I have always been, because being Trinidadian, born and bred, I came here as an adult, right? Young adult, but an adult nonetheless, when I was like 22, 23, I grew up with Rastas. People with locks didn't sit in a chair. I grew up with Rastafarians, Bobo Shantis, Naya Bingis, Ethiopian Orthodox. I grew up with Rastafarians. My parents was Rastas when I was born. So I know locks was about just the rebelliousness. The beauty of locks was seeing everybody locks. No two people locks were the same. I remember my parents going to 12 tribe parties. Real Rastafarians know exactly what 12 tribe is. It's actually in the Bible, right? The houses of, I think, 12 sons of Benjamin. I can't remember. One of them. They have 12 sons, so they call it. So you have the tribe of Levi, the tribe of Benjamin, the tribe of all the 12 sons of, I had to call my mother because y'all know I'm not a Christian no more. Who is the one with the 12 sons? So they were called 12. So the tribes were named after each son, right? So I remember seeing my mother and they go into that. We have seen locks where men have locks just flat, one big lock. I've seen locks where it's dragging on the floor, and you could just pass here, Jimmy. I've seen locks where it's dragging on the floor and they just wrap it up. Now I'm not telling you could pass in front of the thing. Yeah, I'm not saying to grow your locks like that, but back then it was not so cosmetic. It wasn't so superficial. And these men had locks until they got old and they died, right? Hey, sweetie pie. And these men and women had locks until it turned gray or brown, and they all transitioned and stuff, you know. So my question is, when it comes to your lock journey, men really don't listen, guys. They really don't listen. Sweetie, you can go this way, just pass in front of the camera. Don't do like Jimmy, please. Go ahead. Just a camera. We're not in the gym where people be like, listen, I posted a video. Right? That's like the new thing. You take to the gym to do your whole production. Try your splits and all of that. Pass in front of the camera. It's not that serious. Right. My question to the lock community is, when it comes to locks, are you after the cosmetic part of the lock journey, of your lock journey, or are you after the aesthetic? And it's fine when I leave the comments open. If you're about the aesthetic, meaning you like the neat look, you like the rose petals or the mohawks, whatever it is. There's so much styles, and let me get props to these stylists and locticians. Jesus Christ, some of y'all is badasses. I can't do none of that shit. I can admit that. I can't do none of that. But when it comes to the lock community on an everyday basis, not once in a blue moon kind of thing, like you have a wedding or something to go to, is the aesthetic of your lock journey more important than the health of your locks, or is the health of the locks more important than the aesthetic, the superficial part of it? You look at this, sister, I have a lot of clients with autoimmune diseases. Today I have 3 actually. 2 is coming with, one is coming with lupus later on, and another one is coming with MS. Right? And I've been doing their hair before I met Jimmy. Not this one, the other 2 that's coming. And we all have one thing in common. Because of autoimmune diseases, it could affect our hair. All our hair is healthy. This is when this queen, when you look at this head of hair, and I'll tell you a little more about her, why she's just an amazing person. After getting diagnosed with Graves' disease, she was also diagnosed with, it was cancer? Cervical cancer. So she had to deal with that. And I said, sis, worry about the body. Just take care of that. Jimmy and I will handle the hair. This is what happens when you are having your love journey. It's not about her length. when you're having your lock journey and you're more concerned about the health of the hair, not the style, not the aesthetic of it, not the superficial part of it, not the cosmetic part of it. Okay, I don't know if this would inspire somebody who is experiencing thinning because you were after the superficial, the aesthetic part of it, and you're like, shit, Yami might be right. I'm going to getting my hair styled every 2-3 weeks and I'm feeling it thinning because the locks start moving further and further apart. I said it in a previous video with a visually impaired young lady with very long hair who's been with us for years. I said, when you look at your new growth like this, you are not supposed to see scalp. You're not supposed to feel scalp. When your hair is done, your locks are still supposed to be close together. If your locks are further apart and your locks don't look the same size all the way down, and I've been doing this sister here when her hair was on her shoulder, by the way, it's not the same size all the way down, then you're doing something wrong or someone is doing something wrong to your hair. So, I'm going to do it here really quick. You guys will see the end of it. Have you ever styled your hair since I met you? Never? Yep. Told you guys that. Alright, so let me do it here real quick. This will take about 40 minutes because I move fast. And you guys will see the end of it. Leave your comments, please. How are you going, Queen? How was traffic? Okay, guys, we are back. So her hair is done. This took about 35-40 minutes to do. You guys can see it there. As I was saying earlier on, when we are thinking about the aesthetic or the cosmetic part of locks, if you are one of the, that's the reason I'm doing this video. If you're one of these people, whether you had your locks for a while and you're still thinking like this, or you're now about to start locks, or you've had locks the last 2-3 years, focus on the health of your locks versus the aesthetic or the cosmetic part of it. Stop worrying about your parts. Another thing, I've had people call me to book for the first time and they're like, you know, I want all my parts to be the same size. And I tell everybody this. I tell all my new clients that sit in my chair, I only do what the hair allows me to do. I am not, locks were never meant to be manipulated the way it's manipulated today. I get it, people have jobs and they can't grow locks like we Rastafarians did it back in the 70s and the 60s, I get that. But over manipulation is why so many black people are dealing with alopecia. We were just talking about this. If you look up the word traction alopecia on Google and you go to images, I am positively sure every image you will see is of a black person. Because that is not autoimmune. No, alopecia itself is autoimmune. Attraction is a different type of alopecia. It's from pulling, yanking, snatching, braiding. Damn, that dude music be loud, mad loud there. You heard him yesterday? Like, how could you even hear that music? Right. It's from pulling, yanking, snatching, lace fronts, microwaves. All these things caused us, as time went on, for some of us, end up with traction alopecia. But when it comes to your locks, stop worrying about the superficial part. Okay, so your locks, all your parts is not the same. That is fine. It doesn't make your locks unhealthy. I have big locks, I have small locks, yes. Some people are not like this sister where all her locks are the same size. Her locks just happen to grow like this. And another thing too, a lot of you have lock envy. People have come to my chair and said, new time clients, you know, Yanni, you post that lady on the video who got Graves' disease like you. My hair looks like that, and I want my locks to look like hers. And you know what my response to that? You're not even related to that girl. She don't even fucking know you. Right? You all have two different textures. We're not doing none of that. I always tell clients when they sit in my chair and they lay down all these things they want, I stop it immediately. I say, here, but we're not doing that. Let Jimmy and I focus on your locks being healthy. If you choose to be a regular, well, we're going to have you healthy as long as you're alive and as long as we are alive and we're doing this. But if you are about the superficial part of this, then you shouldn't sit in our chair. Okay? So ask yourself, and I leave the comment section open, ask yourself, talk to your inner self and say, self, are you about the aesthetic of locks? Meaning all the sizes look perfect, the perfect parts, the every strand in place kind of look? the dyeing. I want purple here. I want green here, yellow here, whatever. Are you about that, or are you like, listen, I just want this thing on my dang on hair to be nice and healthy, like this sister who have had enough health scares that would send most people crazy, and her locks are still very healthy. So this is the work Jimmy and I do. Okay? And I'm going to turn her around so you guys can see the front of her hairline. Lean forward for me, right there. Why her hairline is fuzzy is because she's like me. She naturally has a fuzzy hairline. I am not snatching her hairline back. I am not obsessed with her every strand being in place. That's why so many of you, your hairline starts right here, and as years went on, you end up with a quarterback afro. You lost your hairline because you or the person who did your hair was obsessed with neatness. As black people, whether we have locks, braids, whatever it is, our hair is not meant to be pulled and snatched like that. That's why we think we can't grow long hairs, because we over manipulate it. I can't tell you how many people with locks have told me, I never thought my hair could grow. Everybody think only white people or Indian people or Asian people could grow long hair. We grow hair long like anyone else, or even faster, once it's not manipulated too much. Okay? Leave your comment. Tell me what type of journey are you doing, or what do you like in your journey. Are you after the aesthetic look, this aesthetic look? And it is fine. I'm not judging you. Your money, your choice, your body. Or are you about the health of the hair? Or did you once start off with the cosmetic part of it, and you're starting to transition into, you know what, I was losing my hair, or this was happening, and now after the health of my hair. Leave your comment, guys. All right? How it feels? Good? Fluffy? Yep. This is what they come for. No style. And she goes home just like this. Yep. Yeah, she said, yep. No gun to her head. She said it. Yep. This is what I paid for. This is what I paid for. All right, guys. Stay tuned for more videos. How your hair feel? Feel good?